It's so bloody quiet around here. Like, where the hell is everyone? Does anyone want the kiss dog? There's Castlemaine Station, and then right above it is Castlemaine Jail. To remind you what happens if you cause trouble in this town. Alright, so we've hit the first uphill segment in like 5 minutes. So because the campground doesn't let people in until 2 o'clock, I'm basically carrying all my stuff with me. So the whole walk should be around 19 kilometers. And from my understanding as well, bloody hell, I've only just started and I'm out of breath. But yeah, there's quite a few uphill bits, and unfortunately it looks like the path I have to take is up those stairs at the end of the school. Oh gosh. But the goal is that if I can do 50,000 steps, I don't know what that beeping was, by dinner time, then I can have a parmigiana. So if I don't do 50,000 steps, I have to get something healthy, which would be a disaster for everyone. Oh my god. The map didn't make this very clear. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck me. What was I thinking? Those fuckers had the right idea. Fuck. Alright. That bit's done. Oh my god. I believe we've got to go up this now to rejoin the path. So that looks like... Okay, so that's not the right direction. Oh my god. Please tell me I haven't fucked this up. Alright, so it turns out I went the wrong way at the top. Thankfully, I did have to go up the stairs. But it's pretty cool being this high up already. Like, it's a really pretty town, to be honest. Like, lots of really beautiful old homes as well. But I am worried that the climbs aren't going to stop, so hopefully we have a little break from those, because I don't even think I've done the first kilometre yet. What have I done? Oh god, I don't think the camera catches how steep this is. Hopefully the rest of the walk is just all downhill from here. Oh my god. Oh, I don't even catch how high we are. Alright, so this is the Castlemaine Diggings National Park. So Castlemaine was a gold mining town, and quite a rich one as well, so that's why you've got all those really beautiful buildings around here. They're all part of I guess the profits of the gold rush. I mean, we're quite close to Bendigo as well, which was a very rich town too. But the national park that we're going to go through, we're right on the edge of it at the moment. There is still a lot of gold here, and people do get a miner's right, which I think is $2 from the government. And then whatever they find, they can keep and, make a bit of money from. So There's still a lot of gold to be found here. There's also a lot of ruins as well. That's part of the reason I wanted to do this walk. Alright, so we've just entered the part of the goldfields track. So that track goes, I think it's around probably more than 100 kilometers between, I believe, Daylesford, maybe closer to Ballarat than that, but from Daylesford all the way to Bendigo. So it's a pretty large track. I'm not walking to Bendigo today. I think that's an overnighter with a campsite in the middle of it. Maybe that's an adventure for another time. But part of our walk today does follow the goldfield track. That's pretty nice, really. Look, there's a kangaroo. There you go. Well, now you know why the show is called Less Boring Adventures. Look at that. There's a whole murder of kangaroos over there. Yeah, so I watched Shrek 2 last night. I watched Shrek for the first time. Yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. I thought it was pretty funny. But, you know, I would say, like, the cutaways to pop songs, just too many of them. Too many of them. I don't understand why they didn't hire. Oh, look. Even more kangaroos. What is this thing? It's like no sign or explanation of what I'm looking at. There's a dragon, a squid, a broken ball, a ball that's not broken yet, a tree by itself. I don't know, I think I need to return here when I've defeated the rock monster, the snow monster, the tortoise man, the brickhead, the quartz monster, and that one. And I suspect once I've done that, the doorway underneath that tree will open, and that will lead to the next level. Let's go. Alright, so now that I'm entering the forest, it's probably a good time to talk about the Castlemaine big cat. So, allegedly, there is a legend, and there have been lots of sightings of a big cat, like a puma, who's meant to hang around the areas on the outskirts of Castlemaine. People have also claimed to have seen thylacines. You can find a lot of accounts online of people who have made claims about what they've seen. I am not going to judge. I think it's feasible that in this sort of landscape, particularly as we go into the forest, that a creature could live in there. And it would make a lot of sense that they would be able to hide. I mean, you'd need a lot of them. I don't necessarily think the origin story is, you know, apparently the Americans brought a puma over to remind them of home when they came over in World War II and it escaped or something. I don't understand. If you're going to bring something to remind you of home, why would you bring a mountain lion? You know, I can understand a kangaroo. I know the Australians brought a kangaroo to Egypt at the start of the First World War. But yeah, why the fuck? Why would you? Anyway, that's where we're going. The Garfield, the water wheel. Let's go. things are looking a bit more dense this way. A fun story, I heard some kids singing Ring Around the Roses in this forest while I was walking around the outskirts. Obviously they're not ghosts, but you know, if this was a horror movie, that would be a good start, wouldn't it? And we've got to watch out for big cats too, probably yowies. Oh, which way do I go? Look at this. It's like someone's ritualistically burnt a smartphone for some reason. Maybe they're trying to manifest a new one. But there's a huge reef, not Great Barrier, but reef up here. You're going to be careful because the signs all say that there are shafts around here. In fact, wowee, look at that. There's one right there. I'm going to see if I can get a closer look. Alright, obviously I'm not going to go inside. I'll obey the signs. And I can see why you wouldn't want to go inside. Like the first thing, I don't know if it picks it up, but the first thing you see when you look down there is a fucking massive pit. Wow. Sorry, my finger was in the way. I wonder if they even found that much gold in this thing. Check it out. There's another one down there, by the looks of it. Interesting. I don't want to get too close to that one because it looks like it would be a bit of a pain in the arse and a bit dangerous getting back up. But wow, there must be so many of them around here. It's a good trek. It's funny when you're walking with, I don't know, like 7 kilograms, probably more, because I've got my tent, sleeping bag, a few changes of clothes, mattress on me and everything, so... But your body just sort of gets used to it after a while. Same with the walk itself, but you know, that's the thing, like I know this walk is nothing compared to some of the other ones I want to do, work myself up to, and you know, some of the bigger trails. But when you don't do it that often, and when you're carrying all your stuff, it's a good little taster of what camping like that would be like. So hopefully that's something that I'll do in the future. What this is, it's all fenced off. It just looks like a massive hole where people have thrown sheet metal or something in there. But I don't know if it's meant to be old machinery or something like that. To me, this just looks like people have thrown their sheet metal down in one of the pits. And yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, part of that looks like a television, or the back of a TV that people have just dumped down this hole here. That's terrible, isn't it? Oh, geez Louise, like I know it's a pit in the ground, but it's so shit that if that's what the story is, because I could just be judging people who don't exist who did something that never happened, but it looks like they've just dumped their machinery down there in the scrap metal. That's terrible. What the heck is that thing? That must be the water wheel. Garfield Mine. I've done the bushwalk. Monster Meeting Walk. Oh, that sounds scary. But it's also off the trail. I'm going to do that quick 500 metre walk and then come back here and explore what I'm assuming is the Garfield water wheel over there. We'll check that out in a second. So I'm fairly sure this is the Garfield mine itself, or the ruins of it. And that must be just where they've cut through or something like that. If I'm looking at the right thing, I could be entirely looking in the wrong direction, but there was definitely something here once upon a time. Check this out. So that is a very, very deep mine shaft by the looks of it. I don't even want to hold my phone out too much. Again, that's why it's so dangerous. Like, it's a good thing these markers are here, but if you went off the trail and you weren't watching what you were doing, you could easily, let's say, climb on top of that hill just there and just fall straight down that thing. Look at this thing. So my understanding is that this is the ruin of an old water wheel that was used as part of the mining. Huge, actually. What the heck? And look at this. This is a... The heck is this? It's like an art thing, or what? Yes, that is right. It all happened without warning. I was messaged from Pride. My environment was recorded. Every last detail preserved. This was the day that surveyors, heritage people and archaeologists came to see me. The heck is this? Suddenly a shout went out. Buried underneath some of the stones, the archaeologists found heaps of wooden-shaped pieces. With these jigsaw pieces, did a miner's child hide them for safekeeping outside the miner's tent? Questions, questions, questions. What a find. It was awful. I understood the design, jagged outlines. I am your guide as you connect with me at the Garfield trailhead. Peel back the layers of history and in the past, I was used into crushing quartz, crystalline rock big time. I was fed by water from the golden reservoir. I've been called mean names like ruin. People often remark about my physical features. It makes me feel bad about myself. For me, some days are better than others, and sometimes I feel really sad that I'm very much alone. It feels like nobody cares about me. It really helps make you feel better when somebody does care about you. I know age has caught up with me, but please come and visit me. Inspired by the true events, then it happened. What? Am I meant to take this? Oh, there's more. An etched wooden jigsaw from my own Garfield wheel historic jigsaw collection, unearthed by the visiting archaeological team. This jigsaw is for you to assemble and colour in with compliments, invoking the spirit of yesteryear. I don't know, I think I am meant to take it, but... and it feels like this has been left here. You know, I'm going to leave that for a kid. It's very, very cool. It's a really cool find, and part of me does want to take it, but, you know, some kid's going to find out it'll make their day. And up here as well, site of Forest Creek Water Wheel Battery, 1887. Water supply from Exhibition Pass Reservoir. Wow, the wheel was 72 foot. That's crazy. Alright, let's leave that puzzle box there, and let's get out of here. There's even more of them. There's loads of these things. with compliments. All right, I'll take that one, I guess. Wow, that's impressive to think, you know, that's not the whole wheel either. That is crazy. We're now leaving the Goldfields Park, heading towards the town of Chewton. We're going to pass Chewton. I might get an espresso or something from there, though I really don't have to go in the bushes. And then we're going straight to the other side of Castlemaine, crossing over and doing a bushwalk on the other side. So that was really interesting. I saw on the sign that there were way more ruins on some of the longer walks. I didn't factor in doing the longer walks today, so you know, that's why I'm not doing them, but it's good to leave a few things for next time as well, which I definitely will do. Check out this little gorge. I think it's a gorge. I think there would be too much effort for the Victorian miners for that to be something they've done, but I might be completely wrong. By the way, just a case in point, when I said that it didn't look like the Victorians could have made that gorge, was not implying that they needed help from aliens. It's a shame that in this day and age we have to specify that. Yeah, I'm sure the Victorians could have done it without the help of aliens with a bit of effort. Oh. One thing I've noticed, that people are dead friendly around here. Yeah, just have to do something a little bit helpful, like stand to the side when a car's going past here, and you'll get a thumbs up. Just really nice to see. Look at that. What is this? You're following a busload of PEGs. Making an impression on children's depression, the Golden Hope Foundation. I'm pretty sure that's where I got that, you saw those puzzles. Must have been part of that. Interesting. Alright, so this is Chewton. I don't know much about the place. Interesting old house. I hazard a guess that no one lives in that anymore. That was quite cool. I asked an old fella if they had any coffee shops around here. Apparently there's nothing in Chewton. You know, between Kyneton, which I'm guessing is like 30 kilometres away based on the train ride, and here. So, I mean, there is this guy, but he's looking a bit wooden. What an interesting little place though. I mean, this is the sort of town that would probably do with a good coffee shop, to be honest. And the good thing is you can walk here. Look at this. It does look like a Manchester house. I'm actually from close to Manchester, so the house does look like a house from Manchester. I'm assuming that's the point. Look, there's more. Wooden lady with a camera. Local pub. That's pretty cool looking. Red Hill. This is nice though for the pub. Look at this. Chewton seems like it's a very artsy little place. It's very nice. Could do with a coffee shop though. Yeah, so that's about it for Chewton. Now we've got to head down here till we get to a turn off, and that leads to the other side of the Goldfields track, so the southern side of it. Alright, so the path should be just on the other side of that tunnel, second right, I'm pretty sure, on that should join us back onto the main track. I just stopped to put some sunscreen on, and my face is covered in sweat, and so is my neck. It's bloody horrible. What's worse is I've got around 15% of battery left on my phone as well. I do have a charger, but I was planning on using that at the campsite, so I'm hoping I can finish the last leg of this without having to use that. But let's see how we go. Alright. Okay, now it's starting to get confusing again. Well, look at this. Like, this is obviously mining that's been done. By the looks of it, better not die. But they've basically just cut a hole right through here. And look at that. Hiding away at the end of this passage is another mine shaft. I'm not going to go near that because I don't know if the camera's picked that up, but there's bees flying around. Wow, that looks like it goes for a fair bit as well. Oh my god, I don't know if you can see that, but that's a very, a long period of steep inclines. I thought we got rid of those with that bloody staircase at the start. Oh well, here we go. The conditions of this path have just got very, very weird very quick. Oh, what the fuck is this? There wasn't even a sign. I had to look at my map to figure out this is where they wanted me to go. Well, this feels like it's just a river channel or a stream channel or something. Turns out it was this way we had to go. Just over this bloody gorge here. Oh, praise the sun. Oh. Now where the hell am I? Yes, almost there now. This, I think, marks the last uphill bit. I don't think I have to go that way, and I hope that I don't have to, but I'm pretty sure I'm on this track now until the very end. I was wrong. This is the way I need to go. Oh my god. No. Oh, it's only 500 meters. Let's see what's up here. So, reason this place is so important is because it's the tallest summit in the regional park. Oh, feels like it too. Apparently, according to the sign, pre-colonisation, all you would have seen around the forest were grassy plains. So only 17% of the forest is left from that time as well. But it's beautiful up here. Alright, I'm going to take a little break, charge my phone a bit, and then we'll make our way back into Castlemaine. Alright, so it was a nice little break. So there's not much left of the walk now, it's mainly just getting down from up here. So I just found out that I'm 10 kilometers away from Castlemaine. I honestly thought I was near the end of the trail. Alright, at least it's all downhill from here, so hopefully not metaphorically. And I'm out of water as well, so I think I'll be sculling a bottle of Gatorade when I get to somewhere I can grab some food. Alright, let's keep going. God, it just never ends. Yeah, that was worth the work. So that gully was the end of the walk. After 19 kilometers, it was a little bit anticlimactic. Either way, there was still a long way to go down this road, which took a lot longer than the video suggests it would have taken for me to get back into town. And I did manage to get back to Castlemaine after such a long time. I visited my favourite bakery and eventually made my way to the campsite, which you'll see here. I was not able to reach the 50,000 steps, but I did get pretty close, and that meant that I needed to treat myself to a Parmigiana anyway, because you can't come all this way and walk for 19 kilometers and then deny yourself a Parmigiana. That does bring me to the end of this less boring adventure. If you did enjoy this little adventure, please like and subscribe. I'll be posting more very, very soon. Thanks for watching.